Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So in today's video we are going to be talking about the latest fitness updates regarding Ansu Fati. Then we are going to be moving on to Mino Raiola speaking on the transfer of Erling Haaland and completely speaking back on the sporting director's comments on Erling Haaland staying with Borussia Dortmund. And then lastly we are going to be talking about Gerard Piqué and if he could be featuring in that final between Athletic Club and FC Barcelona. So there is so much that we do need to discuss in today's video. And we are first going to be talking about Ansu Fati. So it says here, according to Rack 1, that there are good sensations regarding Ansu Fati following the new treatment of the French doctor. If the treatment continues to go well, another operation will be ruled out. He is expected to travel with the team to Sevilla and experience the Copa del Rey final. Now, I do want to make something very clear when it comes to this report because I believe that there is some confusion whether Ansu Fati is going to be featuring in this game, yes or no. But here's the thing, Ansu Fati will not be playing with FC Barcelona in this coming final that will be on Saturday. He will not be playing at all. He will not be wearing the Barcelona shirt. He's not going to be on the field. The only reason why Ansu Fati is going to go with Barcelona and the squad is to go over there and support the players from the stands, but he is not going to be playing. But just hearing that Ansu Fati is going to be traveling with the squad, go on the airplane and go to Sevilla, as funny as it sounds, that is a huge step for Ansu Fati because what that means is that he does not necessarily have to stay within the city of FC Barcelona and continue his recovery and get examined every week. That no longer exists no more. And the reason why we are saying this is because Ansu Fati is officially capable to walk on his own. And again, that is a huge step because not too long ago, about 2 weeks ago, it was stated that for the next 3 weeks, Ansu Fati was going to continue his recovery. They did say about 2 weeks ago that Ansu Fati's recovery was slowing down, that there was no progression, that if his recovery continues to stall, then they're going to have to go for another operation, which is the last thing you would want on a young player. But now hearing this, right, now that we are here today, they are stating that Ansu Fati's recovery is progressing and that he could go to that final between FC Barcelona and Athletic Club. Now here is going to be the biggest question. If Ansu Fati continues to recover, and let's just say that this whole week, these next 8 to 9 days continues to go well and he does not have to go for another surgery, what are the possibilities of Ansu Fati featuring in this current season? And to be very honest, I still believe that there is a 40% chance that he could be featuring in this current season, which is not a strong chance. I do not see Ansu Fati featuring with this squad under Ronald Koeman in this season, and that is only because I just feel like if you rush Ansu Fati back into the squad, he may encounter the exact same injury, and that is what we do not want, and especially when you are a young player. And it's pretty sad to see this and very frustrating to see this because looking at Ansu Fati's momentum in the beginning of this season, I just felt like if he were to continue that type of form with this Barcelona squad under Koeman, this season could have looked a lot more differently. And I do not necessarily mean by Ansu Fati coming into Barcelona and then winning the treble in this season with Ronald Koeman. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that if Ansu Fati were to continue and not ever encounter that injury, I just felt like Barcelona could have been in a much different position and just simply have another option to find a target man inside that box, which is a problem that Koeman has been encountering for the past 4 to 5 months. And we really do need a player like that, and Ansu Fati could have been that answer because we have to remember that at the beginning of this season, Ansu Fati was leading the charts. Ansu Fati was the top scorer for FC Barcelona. So even though in this current season he is not collecting the most minutes, what has been going on is that he has been collecting the most awards, which is something that we have to applaud for Ansu Fati for winning these type of awards while he's injured. And I only think that this is only going to be pushing Ansu Fati's game to improve his style of play, to improve on what he is already good at. And then going into the next season, I do believe that that is going to be the biggest season Ansu Fati will be encountering so far in his career. Because let me tell you, in the next season, Laporta is going to be officially having his full season with FC Barcelona as a president. And because Laporta's plan is to birth a new Barcelona, to have a new face, the one player that he does want in front of this new face, this new version of FC Barcelona that he will be trying to build in this coming summer, it is going to be Ansu Fati. So there is a lot to look forward to. This is some great news. Ansu Fati, again, his recovery is going very well. We will be seeing him in this coming Saturday final, and anything new regarding Ansu Fati's fitness, we will be talking about it here in this YouTube channel. Now I do want to move on towards Erling Haaland. Now I know that it does seem like we talk about Erling Haaland in almost every other video, but there's always brand new details because with this season quickly coming to an end and seeing that Borussia Dortmund is going to be playing in this coming week, I believe that it it is going to be on Wednesday, going up against Manchester City. Is Dortmund going to be progressing to the next round? Yes or no? Is that going to be good enough for Erling Haaland? And then if we look at the table, which is the Bundesliga table, you can see that Borussia Dortmund are currently in 5th place. As of now, Borussia Dortmund is not qualifying for the next year's Champions League. And right now, they are qualifying for the Europa League. And again, the same question is going to have to be questioned. Is that going to be good enough for Erling Haaland? Does he want to be in a tournament such as that? And that is why many of us believe that the transfer of Erling Haaland going into the summer, whether he goes to City, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, or any other team in Europe, the transfer of Erling Haaland is going to be very strong, and it is going to be a very big saga. Now, here's what gets very interesting about today's story. Borussia Dortmund, but more specifically, the sporting director, has stated that they are creating plans for Erling Haaland for the upcoming season, which will be the new season, which will be the 2021-2022 season. And that could mean a multitude of things. They could be increasing his wage, or they could be talking about the sporting plan. Who are going to be the players they are going to be surrounding Erling Haaland for the next season in order for them to compete? And this is what the sporting director of Borussia Dortmund had to say. I like to stick to what the contractual basis looks like and how the direct talks went last week. We do have a very clear plan to go into the next season with Erling Haaland. And let me tell you guys, hearing this statement coming from the sporting director, seeing the magnitude and the momentum of this potential transfer that we could be seeing in the summer, this is a bold statement to make. And the fact that you are so confident to say that Erling Haaland is going to be with us for the next season and we are planning for the future with this player, that is very bold. But with this statement does come with a cost, and especially when that player has an agent named Mino Raiola, because Mino Raiola, a couple of hours after this statement was put out, he did have something to say about the plans of Erling Haaland and Borussia Dortmund. And this is what he said, and I quote, "I can confirm that I have been in Dortmund. Michael Zorc, who is the sporting director of Borussia Dortmund, made it very clear that they don't want to sell Erling Haaland. I respect that, but it doesn't mean that I agree. There is no war or tension between me and Borussia Dortmund," which ultimately means this: Borussia Dortmund can say whatever they want, but I can also do whatever I want. That was basically the statement that Mino Raiola has put out. And I do believe that this also makes something very clear. Mino Raiola is going to be attempting the move of Erling Haaland in this coming summer, because you do not simply just visit cities like FC Barcelona and Real Madrid for nothing. It is because you do want to make a clear plan. You want to know what are going to be the potential destinations for this young rising star. And let me be very honest, I still find it very difficult for Barcelona to accept a fee of 160 million euros for Erling Haaland. And the only way I could see Barcelona even have a chance to sign a player such as Erling Haaland for 160 to 180 million euros, it would come through player sales. A massive amount of players do have to be sold from FC Barcelona in the coming summer, so there is a lot of front work that Laporta and the sporting director are going to have to do. And here's what really boggles my mind even more about this whole situation. Mino Raiola knows, and he knows exactly well, that the clubs are going to find it very difficult to afford Erling Haaland, and that's going to go for Man City, that's going to go for FC Barcelona, that's also going to go for Real Madrid, that's going to go for United, Juventus, and every club in Europe. And that is only because the financial situations of many of these clubs is extremely tight. What's actually really going on here, hearing that Mino Raiola is putting such statement, I believe that the goal of this was to only create a psychological move to make Erling Haaland, his player, feel like a move away from Borussia Dortmund should be necessary. Because we do have to keep in mind that when it comes to Mino Raiola being the agent of these players, he has always been that man that is considered as the father figure for these players, a best friend for many of these players. And to hear that your father figure or your best friend is stating that Erling Haaland can do whatever he wants and we can plan whatever we want in this coming summer, you're going to want to make that move. So it is a very strategic, psychological move coming from Mino Raiola. And I would not be surprised that in this coming summer, we do hear a report of Erling Haaland asking Borussia Dortmund for a potential exit. And I do want to give my personal thoughts on this whole thing. If Barcelona have a chance to sign a player like Erling Haaland, please do it. Please sign Erling Haaland in this coming summer without breaking the bank or without going into debt. We do not want to see Barcelona do that, but if it is possible for Barcelona to bring in a player like him, please do it. We want to see Erling Haaland play alongside Lionel Messi and Ansu Fati in the next season. That would be a dream thing that many fans of FC Barcelona are going to want to see. And I also do believe that this move would only make Barcelona better, it would only make La Liga better, and it would also make European football much better to see Erling Haaland in the quarterfinal stages, in the semifinal stages, or maybe even potentially in the final stages of the Champions League. And then lastly, I do want to talk about Gerard Piqué very quickly. We do have some breaking news and some great news for Gerard Piqué, and it says here, according to Javi Miguel, Ronald Koeman will be able to count on Gerard Piqué for the Copa del Rey final against Athletic Club. And again, this is some great news because Piqué's role against Athletic Club, if he does play on the field, it will be very, very important. And if you were to ask me, then where would Gerard Piqué play if he were to start in the starting 11? So assuming that Ronald Koeman uses a 3-5-2, I do expect to see Gerard Piqué play as the center back between Mingueza and Ronald Araujo. Because the one thing that was so clear in the past Clásico between Barcelona and Real Madrid, it was that Ronald Koeman needed a player, a center back that was very great on the ball, a ball distributor, a player that can make decisions. In that starting 11 that we did see under Koeman, they did not have that. And that is why it was extremely hard for Barcelona to come out and away from the defensive line and transition into the attack. And now hearing that Piqué is going to be back, that gives us two very big pros. One is that because Piqué will be returning and could be starting in the starting 11, Gerard Piqué will be starting between Mingueza and Ronald Araujo. But like I have previously did state, he will be that player that will be making the decisions on where to distribute the ball. Pro number two, if Piqué does play between Mingueza and Ronald Araujo, that is ultimately going to mean that Frenkie de Jong is going to be playing as an interior midfielder for FC Barcelona. And I know that Frenkie de Jong has been playing very well as a center back and taking the role of Gerard Piqué, but Frenkie de Jong is meant to play in the midfield. And everyone does want to see that because we know the type of damage Frenkie de Jong could do as an interior midfielder alongside with Pedri and Busquets. Now, there could be some backlash on Piqué starting under Ronald Koeman against Athletic Club, and that one backlash, that one big statement that many are saying is that Piqué is no longer good at 1v1s, and Barcelona may be in a position where Piqué is going to have to encounter a 1v1, and we could see Barcelona concede an early goal. And yes, many are correct. That is right. It is true that when Gerard Piqué is in a 1v1 situation and he is going up against a very pacey player, he is below average. He is past his prime when it does come to that trait. But here's the thing. This is why I do say that it is always very important for Barcelona to control the game, to control the tempo of the match, because when you are a dominant team, when you have the possession, a 1v1 is going to be not necessary in the game of FC Barcelona. You're almost never going to be encountering those 1v1 situations, and especially towards Gerard Piqué, because again, when you have control of the ball, when you are dominating the play, when you want to bring the game to the opposition, you are not going to be experiencing those 1v1s. And if Gerard Piqué is found in those situations where he does have to go against one player, it is because Barcelona are not dominating the game. It is because Barcelona are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. But that's going to be the final conclusion. Gerard Piqué could be starting in the starting 11 against Athletic Club. It's going to be very exciting. This was sort of a pre-match preview for the match between Barcelona and Athletic Club. But that's going to be it for today's Barcelona Daily News. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.